Welcome everyone back to the UK Journeyman Save. In today's episode, we have two games in the Player Fit Championship. We are at home to Armour and then at home to Dundela as well. So a double home fixture. As you can see, the last time we played, things have been going rather well. We've gone on a very long unbeaten run in the league. We've not lost, I think, about 14 games in the league, which is really good. Since the tactical change, things have been going really well. I think the last game was the Institute game. Since then, we've went on a big winning run in the league. We have had a couple of draws as of late, though, against Bangor and Institute. But other than that, it's been wins. We did get knocked out of the League Cup on penalties in the semi-final of the League Cup. So that's both cups we've went out on the League Cup. But we are in the Irish Cup soon, which is kind of the main cup, really, in the league. Or in the country, should I say. The winner gets UEFA Conference League. So if we could actually manage to win it, that would be really good, even if we didn't get promoted. If we could get into Europe, that would be a big boost for the club, or at least some sort of, money for getting knocked out of Europe. But yeah, I mean, we won't think about that too much. But yeah, league is still very much the focus. And things are going well in the league. Since we were here, we've rocked up all the way to second. We were top for a little bit, but HW Welders are just as good as we are. They are winning pretty much all of their games. If you look at their schedule, they are themselves on a big winning run. So we'll see how they get on, obviously. We'll see how they get on, but they do seem to be winning a lot of games at the minute. I think we do play them somewhat soon, so maybe should have came back for that game, actually. You know what, actually? Yeah, that makes no sense. Let's go play Armour off camera, and we'll come back and do the HW Welders game as the second game of the episode, because they're to the top of the league, so we might as well play them. I didn't realise, actually, when I was doing this, that we were coming back for here, but yeah, we'll come back for the Dundela game and the Welders game, and I'll let you know how I got on against Armour. So we skip forward and we played the game. We did beat Armour 3-1. Goals coming from Cushney off the bench, Harry Chapman, new boy, and Robbie McDade in added time as well. So a good 3-1 win there. Does actually see us go top of the league because they drew their game, HW Welders. So they are just below us on goal difference, though they do have a game in hand, which they will, based on this, likely not lose. So there's a chance for us to drop in second. Obviously, if we can get first, that's ideal because that's automatic promotion. Second is a playoff, which is not a difficult playoff, to be fair. It's only the team second bottom from the league above, so from the Premiership. So it's not the worst playoff if we do have to get playoffs. But at least if we finish top two, we're in a good state. But honestly, I mean, we look good. We just need to draw less games. If we could turn those draws into wins, we'd be flying. But yeah, we've still got the rest of the season plus the league split. There'll be a couple more games once the league splits as well, so 38 in total. So we're about maybe halfway, a little bit over halfway in the league. So yeah, I mean, it's starting to take shape. We've got a nice gap between us and the teams below as well. So hopefully we'll manage to keep up this good run. But yeah, we are many a game unbeaten at the minute. But yes, quite a few transfers have happened. Nothing really on the exits, but we've managed to bring in a couple of players. First one's Harry Chapman. Fun fact about him, he used to be behind me in maths, was in the same year as him at school, so there you go. But other than that, he's come in and he's done a really good job. 5 goals in 8. He's clearly too good to this level. Previously, of Gateshead, he's been around the block in the Football League. Barnet, Bradford, Burton, Blackburn, but he obviously came through the Middlesbrough Academy. So but since he's come in on a free, he's been absolutely brilliant. He is only contracted down to the end of the year. He is 31 years of age, which tells you how old I am in 2028 and not now. But he's a good Premiership player, so he's very good for the level. The fact that we've got him for so cheap, and even be able to bring him in at all, he's been brilliant. He can play anywhere across the front three. He could play up front. Not really, though. He's either a 10 or a winger. We're using him as a right winger at the minute. And the other one in the door is Sean Carlin. He is a 24-year-old defensive midfielder, Northern Irish. He is a 4-star player, which means he's a good Premiership player. We've actually tied him down till the end of next season. Only 25 years old and already a Premiership player. Happy to keep him. He's previously of Glenavon, where he was playing regularly in the Premiership. He's also formerly of Institute, where he played in the Championship as well. So he's got good pedigree. He's a decent Premiership player, but since he's come in, he's been pretty good. Had a couple of dodgy games at the start, but yeah, he's starting to get good now. And so he joins us on a deal till the end of next season as well. So that's one of the positions tied down for next season. In terms of squad planning, we are coming up to January, so there will be a couple leaving, which we'll obviously cover once they leave. But as you can see, they are down there. So probably by the next game, we'll have the people who've left. Gorman's retiring at the end of the season, so he won't be here next season. But we've got Aberton, Brown, Brannigan, Carlin and Jones all tied down for next season. I'll try and renew Harry Chapman. Obviously, he's not going to sign for it just yet. I think Brendan Smith's out of contract at Boston, so there's a chance we can get him when his contract's expiring. We can actually approach to sign him now. He doesn't want to join us. Maybe when we get promoted, if we get promoted, he'll join us. McDade is probably a little bit too old. I probably won't keep him. Really, the only one I'm kind of considering is Gregory. He's 3-star, current ability, 5-star potential. At only 21, could be someone to tie down. Another one's Oren O'Kane. He's on a little bit too much money for how good he is. So I'm kind of happy to let him go and try and spend that money on a better player. But I definitely think Gregory, out of everyone, let's just do it now. I think he's the one out of everyone that I'd like to probably tie down to be on this season. If we go to that, I can't remember what he was on. What was he on now? 170, okay. That's fine. Let's just offer that then. And he's happy with that. All right, so he's just extended on the exact same contract he's on now. Brilliant stuff. So he should be hopefully agreeing that, and he'll be tied down. And I think that's a good spine of the team. Obviously, wingers is a little bit dodgy. Couple of positions in midfield we'd need, but other than that, I think that's a good spine and a good basis. Obviously, anyone who's not really starting will be going. Lynch is not 2031, that's his parent club. Obviously, all the loans just finish at the end of the season. So, yeah, I think I'm happy to let all of these guys are not start and leave. And basically, we've got 5 players, but probably about 6 players with Gregory tied down for next season. I think that's a good basis. Even if we don't get promoted, I think there's only a couple players I'd really want to keep. But Chapman hopefully will join them. Obviously, he's just signed a contract, so he's not going to sign one past the season. So, yeah, but hopefully we can sign some more as well. Obviously, recruitment-wise, we are maxed out with £300 in the red in terms of wage. Obviously, some players leave and will probably put us back in the black, so we'll be okay. But this is the team we're going with for the first game against Dundela. We've got Abbottson in goal, back four of Brown, Gregory, Brannigan and O'Kane, Gorman and Carlin in midfield, and then a front four of Chapman, Smith, McDade and Andy Jones. As you can see, the boys who are leaving are all out of the squad. We've got a couple we want to move on as well. Backup goalkeeper's got some interest, but we'll probably keep him. But yeah, players like Kushney, Sabara, well, whilst Sabara's been okay, definitely not someone I'm too interested in keeping round. Ola Dunjoy, probably let him go as well. Yeah, probably let him go as well. So, yeah, I think anyone who's probably not in the first team we're not going to keep, but that's obviously planned for next season. But for this season, if we can get promotion, I think that makes a big difference as well, because if we stay in this league, I'll probably offer contracts to people like Ola Dunjoy, just because I think the squad's good enough to get promoted as is. We would only need a couple more in good positions. But yeah, I think the fact that we've got so many of the good players tied down, some of our better players like Jones, top scorer, Abbottson being great in goal, Brannigan, obviously the youngster at centre half, he's only going to get better. So I think there's all the good young players we've tied down. It's really just about improving where we can. Obviously, Gorman's retiring. That's obviously something we can't control. Carlin's tied down for next season. So yeah, Brown as well, he's been instrumental. So really it's just we're looking at maybe the left back, a new centre mid, and a couple of wingers and a striker, and hopefully one of the wingers will sign on, and then maybe even Smith as well at the end of the season. Hopefully we can get him once his contract at Boston runs out. We could be able to offer him a permanent deal, but we'll have to see on that. But yeah, free kick to Dundela, which is not what you want to see. Oh, Abbottson, I was just bigging him up. Saying how good he's been. And no, it's not Brendan Smith's mistake. It's Abbotson's mistake. He's come flying out, palmed at it. I don't know how the blame's ended up on Smith's shoulders, but it's Abbotson's fault. He's just absolutely palmed at it. He should be grabbing that or punching it away, but he's just flapped at it. And it's just dropped straight to their centre-back, who's been able to put it in the back of the net. It's really poor from us. Hopefully we can get back in. Like I say, we've not been beaten in the league in like 16, 17 games, so we've gone on a really good run, and this change of tactic has made a massive difference. We are flying at the top of the league at the minute, but we really want to keep up the pace because, like I say, Welders are right behind us, and anytime we do drop points, they don't seem to drop points that often, so we really need to get wins. Draws are probably not good enough, but at the minute we're losing. We look like we've been the better side outside of the set piece, but nothing in terms of goals just yet. Smith is just coming back from about a month off injury as well, so he's not fully fit, so he might not see out the full game. As you can see, he's struggling a little bit this game as well. But yeah, not a very good half of football. We'll leave Smith on, even though he's not playing very well, but he's not going to get his fitness any better if he's not playing, is he? So we'll give him a little bit more time. and hopefully we can grow into the second half a bit. I've noticed a lot of our goals come in the second half, and I wonder if that's with the other team getting tired, our attacking mentality and just the way we play just suits the second half more, maybe when players are more tired. But O'Kane on the corner, we have not really seen anything in terms of highlights so far. And if that's the level of highlights we're going to be seeing, I'd rather just not see them. Smith just loops it over the bar really, really bad. He's not having a good game. Kushner came off the bench and scored last game, and he's been rubbish. So maybe he deserves to come on for the last half an hour. Smith is having a honker. He is getting back to full fitness, though, so I won't hold it against him too much. McDade hasn't done too much either, neither's Jones. I mean, none of the attackers have, really. Carlin not having a great debut in front of you lot either, so it's not been a good opening day considering how good we've been. But we'll hopefully get something out of this game. There is still half an hour left. Even just a goal just to get us level would do for starters. And I don't know what Jones is doing there. He just lazily ran into his man, and we are overloaded on this side. Free ball in the box, and this time Abbottson manages to make a save. I thought he was going to play it in the middle, but perhaps he was offside. I don't know. But we've had lots of chances, but we've not really looked like we're doing too much with it. I think Jones is not having the best of games. Even though he is top scorer, I think it's time we take him off. Bring Lynch off the bench, who is still on loan, one of the few loanees who hasn't been recalled. That other striker, I can't even remember his name. Was it Jeffries or something? He's been recalled because he wasn't playing, which is fair enough. There might have been a couple others that have been recalled as well because they weren't playing. But yeah, no one really in the first team. Not long left, and we are doing very little to change the scoreline here, and it's actually a free kick to Dundela. So unless we're going on the counter-attack, I don't think there's anything coming of this that's any good to us. And they've played it short, so hopefully he loses the ball. Nope, he's just going to run through, squares it to his man. He's offside. That's a little bit of a let-off. I didn't think he was offside, but a little bit of a let-off. Abbottson beaten once again. And this is going to, I think, be a rare defeat. We haven't lost a lot of games. Like I say, they've changed into a midfield three now, trying to shut up shop. And like I say, we've had plenty of chances today. We look like we're the better side, but we've just not managed to create anything of any worth anyway. Nothing on the highlights. So unless we can get a late equaliser, just to keep the unbeaten run going more than anything, I think that's the main thing. Obviously, we do play Welders next, but really you'd want to be winning that when you level on points. But Lynch swears it to Chapman, and Chapman on his YouTube debut, not the debut for the club, but his debut for you lot, gets a late equaliser. The unbeaten run continues for now. It's not been a great performance from us. We've not been clinical enough, but at least we've got out, rescued a point late on. Chapman with a late equaliser rescues us a point. And I think they must have only got a point as well, which means it will be all square going into the big game against Welders. They must have drew. No, they lost. So we actually gained a point. The table was wrong. We've gained a point. They've lost. So if we can win our game over them, we will be 4 points clear of them with a game in hand. So we will be officially top of the table. Whenever you're top of the table, but they've got a game in hand, you're not top of the table, in my opinion. But top of the table by over 3 points, you're top of the table. So let's go play that big second game against Welders. So for our second game of the episode, it is the big fixture against Welders. But before we get into that, one thing to mention on the qualifications. We are finally getting our first coaching badge. We are studying for our National C. So thankfully the club have forked out the money to get us our first coaching badge. The club actually is in debt at the minute. We are, you can't see it on the screen for some reason. Yeah, we are 21,000. Oh, there we are. We are 21,000 in net debt. So it is not great. But I'm sure things will be fine. I think there's some money at the club coming in. Where do you see sponsors and things like that? Yeah, there's 50k in sponsorship comes at the end of the year. So at least that, as long as we're not anything more than 50k in debt by the end of the season, we should be at least level going into the new season before season tickets and all that stuff come into it. But yeah, this is the team we're going with for the big game against Welders. We've got Abbottson in goal, back four of Brown, Gregory, Brannigan and O'Kane, Gorman and Carlin in midfield, and then the front four of Chapman, Smith, McDade and Jones. And yes, some of the boys left. Actually, I forgot to mention that. So we are in January now. So some of those fringe players have left the club. Donnelly, the backup centre mid, he's gone to Welders, so you never know, he could come against us. McConville, again, backup centre back, he's gone to Loughall. And Francis Hurl, our backup goalkeeper, who's also gone to Welders. So they've taken all of our best players, all of our fringe players, and they're on the bench. So why they're doing that, I don't know. But all their players are out of contract, actually. Is there anyone really good at there? Barney Stewart? I mean, they don't look like that good of a side. What I should do, actually, is go look at the Dream 11 for... Oh, my God, I just want to see this. Where is the best 11? Season preview, that's where it is, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, Stewart's apparently the best centre mid. Who are you? Are you out of contract? You're available. Right, I should be looking at this and trying to sign some of these, but I'll do that off camera. Before I forget, I'll do that off camera after this game. So yes, let's go play Welders. You know the side, you know the situation. We are a point ahead of them, but they've got a game in hand. So a win today puts us 4 points ahead, and then we don't need to worry about the game in hand so much. But yes, if we can win this, I think we'll be in a very, very good position. Like I say, we're both on a probably quite a long unbeaten run. We are definitely on an unbeaten run. These are also a good side, of course, though. So the two best sides in the league coming head to head in the new year. There's the stats. We don't lose many games, so hopefully we can at least draw this one. A draw is not the end of the world. It does at least put us still ahead of them on the table, and the more we can stay first in the league, the better. Obviously, they've got their game in hand, which once they get rid of that, I'll feel a lot better. But it won't be the last time we play them. Obviously, when the league split happens, after 32 games, there is still 6 more games to go. Or is it 33 games and 5 more games to go? It's something like that. There's a league split, so we will play them again, most likely, after that league split, because there isn't too many more. That's a big header from Brannigan. There isn't too many more of the regular league games just yet. Smith plays it back to Gorman, who goes all the way back to his centre-back. Gregory, can he find the right-back? He doesn't. He finds Chapman, but Gorman finds the right-back. Brown, can he cut it in? He does, and it's an early goal for Brendan Smith, coming back for his injury. Didn't have a great game the first time. Took us 91 minutes to score, but we've kept up the scoring within the minute. Brendan Smith on the end of a Brown assist. Lovely stuff. 1-0 to LIMAVADY, and we are 4 points clear of Welders now, which is exactly what we wanted. But yeah, I mean, in terms of the aim now, obviously, my aim at the start of the season on taking the job was to try and get them promoted. Obviously, they got relegated last season, and they had a really tough time about it. One thing we didn't really mention maybe in the pre-season was how bad the morale was at the club. Obviously, we had to do pretty much a total rebuild because everyone that was decent at the club, that was either a good lead in Championship or a good Premiership player, wanted to leave because they just weren't happy that the club got relegated. Obviously, they'd had a horrid time in the Premiership, only 12 points, and they were really, really struggling. Is this team ready for the promotion? I think it is. I think we are. I think we're ready. I think obviously we'd need to sign a couple more players. I think probably a really good centre-back, a left-back, a DM and wingers, and a proper Premiership quality striker. I'm not sure if Jones is Premiership quality just yet, but I think we obviously need some improvement. But even if some of these players who are signing on, like Gregory's just agreed his new deal, even if they sign on, even if they don't play, they can always be third choice or fourth choice centre back in a Premiership side. You know, it's the worst case scenario is they're still our centre back and we like them, but the best case scenario is probably we sign someone better and they end up being a rotation player. But at least they're here. You know what I mean? We've got a player that we like and they're here. 1-0 at the half. Nothing much else really happening from a highlights point of view, but we'll take that. And even if we just win the game 1-0, I'll be very, very, very happy with that. If we get to the last 10 minutes and it's still 1-0, I'm whacking on time wasting because at the minute we don't waste any time. We want to get as many good attacks as possible. And as you can see, stats-wise, we're doing just that. We don't always convert them all. And again, Jones is a bit of a streaky player. He'll go a lot of games without a goal, but then he'll go 3 or 4 with a goal in every game. So he is definitely a streaky player. He's not having a very good game today, but we're winning the game, so we don't want to change anything too much when we're winning. If they were to equalise, I guess we would get Lynch on. But at the minute, things are going well, so we'll just leave it as is. He's obviously doing a job with the side, and I may have jinxed it there saying if they equalise we'll take them off because they're on the ball and they're going forward. McDade is not someone I love. He also has decided to retire at the end of the year. We just don't really have another good striker. I guess Lynch is probably the closest, but he's not that great. I'd rather just have McDade. He's not as quick and he's not as good of a finisher, but I guess maybe he's probably about equal. He's just not as good. He's just not as quick, really, I think is the main thing. But he's a good playmaker, which is kind of what we want from his position anyway. Smith, the goal scorer, into O'Kane, who just goes back to his centre-back. Nout, risky, which I understand we are 1-0 up with 20 minutes to go. Brown got lots of options, finds one in Carlin in midfield. That's a lovely first time pass to Jones, who lines up. And I think that is the sign to take him off. I said we weren't going to change it, but that was a poor effort on goal. Good little layoff from McDade as well. A better player's probably finishing that. So, yeah, we'll take him off. Give Lynch 20 minutes, who's obviously just on loan from St. Pat's, I think it is, in the Republic of Ireland. So we do need to keep him and their club on side a little bit by giving him probably more game time. Not a very good game from our left back. I don't know how he's had such a bad game considering we've got a clean sheet so far. It mustn't be having a great game, but yeah, he's like the highest earner, and he's really not that great. I don't know why we overpaid for him so much, but you know what, it doesn't matter. Not long left now. I was gonna chuck time wasting on, but I just don't want to change anything now once the game's going. And that was, for such a big game, not a lot of highlights, but we've won the game, which is excellent. We're now 4 points clear at the top. Like I say, they've still got that game in hand, so even if they were to win it, we'd still be a point clear. So this is exactly where we want to be. 25 games into the season. Things are looking good. So we've got the Irish Cup next. We've got a friendly for some reason. Why do we have a friendly? I might cancel that and just let the lads have a bit of a break. But we've got the Irish Cup. So I think what we'll do is we'll come back for the last 2 games of the regular season. Obviously, like I say, there's going to be a league split, so there'll be more games. But we'll come back for the last 2 games of the regular season. Anna United and Dollingstown next episode. And like I say, we'll play all of this off camera, including the Irish Cup. I don't know what level are we at in the Irish Cup. We're in the first round, so we've got lots to go before we'd be anywhere close to a final. So like I say, we'll only come back if there's a big game or a final or something like that. So yes, very good. Things are cooking. And if you want to see the tactic, by the way, that I've cooked up for this good run, there's a video called Best Tactic in FM26 or something that I did. I think it was part 3 or 4 of the series of this club. So go check that out if you want to see how the tactic works. We do a big deep dive into it. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the UK Journeyman, and I'll see you all for more very soon.